Hi everyone, welcome to End of the World Weekly. Let me tell you how this show works. I'm Newsbot, 29,000. I'm a robot from the post-apocalyptic future. I've been programmed to send these broadcasts into the past in hopes that you Earth humans can avoid all the calamities that led to the end of the world. Okay, got it? Good. So let me tell you about some of your current events and how they spiral out of control and bring about the apocalypse. The Golden Globes were held Sunday night, and many celebrities criticized Donald Trump's hate-filled rhetoric. Monday morning, several headlines addressed the celebrities' opinions, saying that cultural elites cannot affect change, which would usually be true, but this was Donald Trump we're talking about. He was the pettiest man on the planet. Whenever celebrities spoke out against him, he would go on a Twitter rant and demonstrate just how unhinged he was. It didn't take long for him to show the American people that he wasn't the right man for the job. During the election, Russia was up to its old tricks, but this time they were working a lot better. In the 1960s, Russia spread around a bunch of false information fueling the JFK assassination conspiracy. In the 2016 election, they spread around a bunch of fake news stories encouraging Americans to question their government. How else do you explain Pizzagate or the birther issue? A painting displayed in the underground tunnel between the Capitol and the Cannon House office building was removed and rehung several times last week. The painting was made by a high schooler and depicted police officers harassing the black community. Whiny baby law enforcement organizations complain that artwork shouldn't be allowed to show anything they think is controversial. A few members of Congress took the painting down and delivered it to the congressmen who represented the painter. Then they went home and jerked off to pictures of monuments commemorating Civil War racists and slave owners. Last week, a study showed that 2/3 of Americans want Donald Trump to delete his Twitter account. That number's high enough to include many of Trump's supporters. That means there were plenty of people out there that woke up on election day and thought, that guy isn't responsible enough to have a Twitter account, but doggone it, he should be running the country. Tuesday night, BuzzFeed published an article claiming it was the secret dossier Trump reviewed last week. The report alleged Russia had material to blackmail Trump with, including his hiring of several prostitutes to pee on a bed in front of him. Wednesday morning, Trump immediately denied the allegations, calling them fake news. Donald Trump complaining about fake news is like a fish complaining water is too wet. Without it, he'd just be flopping around and gasping for air. You know, it's weird. Considering his affinity for the precious metal, I always just assumed golden showers were the only kind Trump took. Holding his first press conference since the election, Wednesday afternoon, Trump demonstrated how his interactions with the White House press pool will differ from Obama's. Where Obama pretty much stuck to a script and offered insights into the decisions he'd made, Trump just yelled at everyone about how wrong they were. I think his strategy was to annoy the journalists so much that they just wouldn't want to be around him anymore. In addition to being the president-elect, Donald Trump was also maintaining his career as a world-class pitchman. Thursday morning, he tweeted out his endorsement of LL Bean for endorsing him for president. Even though it wasn't LL Bean that endorsed him, just one of the owners, and the owner's political contributions were later found to be illegal. The baby king didn't care. If you scratched his back, he'd scratch yours, especially if your back was inside your pussy. On Friday the 13th of January, a flight numbered 666 departed Copenhagen for airport code hell. The plane landed safely and superstitious passengers were relieved that they were just in Helsinki, Finland. But there was never really anything to worry about. A plane can't go to Hades. Everyone knows the only way to get there is on the... Last week, Amazon announced it planned to create 100,000 full-time American jobs by 2018. Then they planned on replacing all those workers with robots by 2019. Steve Harvey was passing by Trump Tower, and Donald Trump, being starved for attention from celebrities, called him up for a meeting. Once upstairs, Trump pointed at Dr. Ben Carson and said, "You two are black. Figure out this whole inner city thing." Last week, Donald Trump was photographed in his office with a stack of his Time Person of the Year magazines on his desk. He had to keep numerous copies in case the pages got sticky. Well, that does it for this episode of End of the World Weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and we also have a Twitter you can follow us on there. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye!
Delicious.